game number 2. Bet online number, look at this, number 1 against number 3. Florida State, Alabama from the brand new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern on ABC. Bama is 7, 49.5 the total. Brent Musburger told me today Saban's, I think, 10-0 all-time against former assistant coaches. So you have that angle. And Alabama kicking ass and taking names against top teams the last 5 years. 5-0 straight up and 4-1 ATS. The wins are against Michigan, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and USC. Last year was 52-6 over USC. The non-cover was West Virginia, and they beat them by 10.
Yeah, and even the West Virginia game, they had opportunities to cover. But you're talking about a team that has a very clear track record. They come out of the gate, and you said it, they kick ass and take names. And it's not even just the last 5 years. You can go back further than that for Saban. But when you're talking about the last 5, we're every year facing a top-tier foe. You know, last year's beatdown of USC. USC turned out to be a pretty good team last year. This is not anything when it comes to an exception. That has been the rule. Saban, with extra time to prepare, has been nasty. And, of course, Saban's going up against Jimbo Fisher, who was his former offense coordinator at LSU. Here's his quote. Look, it's been a little more traditional. And I think that's a good thing because they beat you with execution. That's why I saw discipline and focus to attention to detail are going to be very important in this game because that's the kind of team we're playing. Of course, Alabama's been pretty good at discipline, focus, and attention to detail. And, of course, they've got a new offensive coordinator in Brian DeBall, the guy who spent 11 out of 17 years as an assistant with the New England Patriots. And we're talking about a team that is absolutely loaded with weapons to run the football. You know, Calvin Ridley's back at wide receiver. Jalen Hurts, the SEC Offensive Player of the Year as a freshman, now back for his sophomore year. You know, it's not like the Crimson Tide don't have a lot of weapons to work with on the offensive side of the football.
Florida State 78-17 under Fisher. Only 8 losses by more than 7 points since he got the job prior to the start of 2010. How about that? How do you beat Nick Saban? Nick Saban can't stop mobile quarterbacks who are accurate. He also has a big issue with no-huddle, up-tempo spread. Gives him fits. Can't stop it. That's his bugaboo. Now you have Francois, who's mobile, and you saw Watson carve up Alabama the last 2 years. Will Florida State go hurry up and up-tempo in this one?
And that's an interesting question, okay? We talked earlier in the show about, what the hell were the Indiana Hoosiers doing? Going up-tempo against Ohio State didn't work out well for them. You don't normally see the underdog trying to push the pace. But this is clearly where Alabama's defensive weakness has been against up-tempo offenses and mobile quarterbacks. And, we saw Clemson do it with success in the national championship game. And, of course, we have a mobile quarterback in Francois who had, 482 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground last year for Florida State. But it's a Florida State team that may have some issues on the offensive line. And we're going to talk a lot about offensive lines on this show, because that's how you win in college football. You're betting against bad offensive lines. You're betting on good offensive lines. The offensive line, only one senior in the two deep, both tackles in their first year as starters, and 2 offensive line starters, the center and the guard, missed spring practice, meaning that this mad cobbled together unit hasn't even had a full opportunity to gel yet. So that's my biggest concern with Florida State, especially going up against that powerful Alabama front 7.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.